One in a year.
We're live. We're live.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are you folks doing this morning? This fine Thursday morning. Good morning.
Good morning, baby.
Pretty Lisa. Good morning. Hope you guys had a good morning. I am still flying from Dr. George C. Frazier's visit with us yesterday. How about you?
Absolutely. It was fantastic having him as a guest.
I don't even know if I'm going to be able to have the show on my page at all. Because Facebook don't like a brother.
I don't understand why that is. Other than, I just think that they are peculiar.
I think, yeah, they're peculiar, but for some reason, they got me on high alert and flagging anything I do.
No, what did you do?
I
show naked pictures?
No, I don't have any naked pictures to show. I do have naked pictures of you, though.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. I got naked pictures of you.
I don't
want to see
think them? So. I don't want to see them.
So it's not on my page. Today is not on my page. Dang. Maybe it'll come up later.
Well, you can share it to your page.
Okay. I can go to your page and share it to my page.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm gonna do. Get them out, baby. Get them out.
I'm trying to. I'm telling you, my ears are itching. These allergies is making it hard for me.
All right. So yesterday, Dr. George C. Frazier was our special guest, and he gave us the purpose of life, and he laid out 4 things, and then he said to sum it up is these 4 things are so that you add the highest value to another person or another thing. But the 4 things every day, yes. But the 4 things, we're going to cover all of those things today. The 4 things that he thinks are your purpose of life.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are going to talk about that back in a moment. We're going to talk about it today. Back in a moment.
Good morning. My name is Brian McNeill.
And I am Lisa Santiago McNeill.
And thank you for joining us on our show, Let's Talk About It. We come to each Monday through Friday right here on the SIBN network, on iHeartRadio, YouTube, TuneIn, as well as Facebook Live. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Like. To your page. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for joining this morning. I appreciate you for hanging out with us. We are dealing with some technical difficulties, so we're going to work through them as we discuss the purpose of life. The purpose of life. Good morning, Miss Phyllis. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Miss Phyllis. I'm so happy that you're here. Miss Phyllis, were you here yesterday when we had Dr. George Frazier? Miss Emily Nelson, good morning. Good morning. She says, good morning.
Terrific Thursday. Amen.
Man, we had, what an opportunity that was. What an opportunity that was.
It was really beautiful. And today at 9:15, we are going to have our segment from Brother Mark Greer.
Yes, and I'm looking forward to that too. I'm so happy that we have it, and I'm hoping that Mark Greer is in the room today too. I don't think I'm going to be able to. Yeah, that ain't.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Can you post and can you put anything on your page?
I'll see. I know I can't post a picture because I tried to post a picture earlier. So
maybe you can't do anything.
I was able to yesterday, even in restricted, but I couldn't post stuff. Crazy. I'm gonna say good morning and see what happens.
Crazy. Definitely, you want to. Well, it went on there.
That way.
You want to share us this morning. You want to share us. You want to invite people to the page that you're on. If you're on Lisa Santiago McNeill or EPMM or
the YouTube page,
the YouTube channel, please get in here, like it, make sure that you share it because we are experiencing some technical difficulties and they don't want us to be great.
And there are some people that come to my page, but they won't be able to today. Facebook got a brother on timeout for some reason yesterday.
All the time.
I'm saying yesterday we had Dr. George Frazier, and last night, Emily, I hosted a webinar last night that I was so excited about giving. It was called Overcoming the Fear of Selling Forever. You know, it's so funny.
Hey, Dr. Beverly, good morning. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Dr. Beverly's here?
Yes.
You mean the Dr. Beverly's here this morning?
Yeah.
Good morning, Dr. Beverly. How you doing? While I was doing my webinar, baby, and I'm seasoned, I'm a professional, I can read the room. I was feeling something while it was going on. like early in it, because I didn't really lay out step by step what I wanted to do yesterday. I had general points I wanted to cover, but I didn't have a particular order. And I never do that, y'all. I never do that. But for some reason, I did it last night. And that's about maybe 5 minutes in or 6 minutes in. I'm thinking, okay, I don't think I have this room yet. So I had to stop where I was going and regather the room. Mm-hmm. Did you notice that? Mm-hmm. I had to make sure that they were listening the right way. And then I had to basically start over, Emily. Mm-hmm. But it went well because when I asked for feedback, oh my gosh, the feedback was amazing.
Good morning, Uzama. Thank you for joining us this morning. It was a great presentation. And I was, I did notice that it was a little bit different, but the information was great and the interaction was great once you did regather the room. We had some challenges with getting people on, so we had to make sure that was handled. Emily says her sci-fi convention is next week. Yay, man. She's made so many hats and things. I saw them. They're beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
She's super excited about it too. Isn't that interesting? Her sci-fi convention, Con Carolinas. So you know Emily's going to be there. Emily, post those pictures because we're hoping that you will take them. It's always fun to have a fun outlet like that. Good morning, Brother Uzama Ra. We're talking about the purpose of life. And maybe it's a blessing that I can't do the video on my page because I can. I did write them down. I think I did. I know I wrote them down. And I even sent it to you too. So I'm ready. Yep.
Yeah, so number one is
to love.
Mm-hmm.
The first purpose of life is for you to love. He didn't specify a person or a thing or a place or whatever or food, but to love.
You know that when I was in third grade, we were told that you couldn't love things. You could only love something that had the ability to love back. That we couldn't love food. We couldn't love
that teacher was tripping.
Inanimate things. But that we could like them and we could like them a lot. No, this was not just the teacher. This was like the common understanding. And it evolved at some point that you could love inanimate objects. I thought that was interesting.
How do you feel about it today?
Well, I'm kind of conflicted because I learned it the first way.
Isn't that something? You know, it gets into you.
Yeah.
You know, like, can a person love their car? Can you love your kitchen?
No.
You can't.
No. So no, not because of my current understanding. Okay. I could understand how someone else could say that. But the teacher explained it so well to me when I was in third grade that I don't think I can let that go. Because one of the things that was the key point to love is that there's reciprocity in it.
Yeah. I don't think that's a key point to love.
That was one of the key points that she
laid out and it's got ingrained into you. But I don't have that indoctrination myself.
Right. And you're free to not have it.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, I could like a kitchen. I love it. I just like it so much, but I could say love it now because I understand what the current understanding of it is. But in my shana, if you will, I don't love it because it doesn't love me back. I like it.
I can't go.
I like it a lot. I like it a lot.
It could be you love that hat. Yeah, and you genuinely love a hat or a piece of jewelry that you own.
Yes,
you
genuinely
love, it makes
like
you feel good every
time. Genuinely enjoy it. Can't love it. No, I could like it very, 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 very much. But and I can even say I love it, but it will always be like you don't really love that because it can't love you back.
I don't know about that. But we're going to go through the 4 points that Dr. Frazier offered yesterday. And at 9:15, which is in just 7 more minutes, we got a submission from Brother Mark Greer. Whoop, whoop. We missed him yesterday, but we had a worthy reason
Dr.
to miss him yesterday. Good morning, Dr. Deborah. But the first purpose of life, according to Dr. Frazier, and I think I'm going to adopt this, is to love. That's the first point of life.
Love.
That's why you're here, so that you can love. And whether you believe you can love inanimate things or people or things or places,
absolutely.
It's up to you.
Emily says, I love steampunk and yoga, but I love my son more. I get that. Like I said, you don't have to own it the way that I have ingrained it. I guess that's the best word to say it, because that's why I think it's so hard to
say goodbye,
to change someone's opinion of something,
Mm-hmm.
because depending upon when, this is also important, it just hit me, when you learn something.
Yeah.
When you learn it
during your formative years,
during your formative years, it can really be difficult to shake. It can really be difficult to shake. That's why I think that it's particularly difficult or particularly important to teach love and respect in the formative years.
Yeah. The formative years typically is defined as like 0 through 5. You know, in those first 5 years of your life.
I think 0 through 8.
Okay, you can go with that.
But
I heard the best advice I got when we were pregnant with Brianna. When we were pregnant with Bree, my daughter who just turned 34. When we were pregnant with Bree, the best advice I got was an old man at the church. And he says, "Let me tell you something, young man." And he said it with a tone like that. If you don't have that child, now the child wasn't born yet. If you don't have that child completely raised by 4 years old, you are done, man. You're going to have problems. It ain't going to be good. You got to have her completely raised by 4 years old. And he meant that too. And that was in my head. That's one of the things that stuck in my head. So when Brianna wanted to stand up in the crib and shake the crib, I was going to thump her fingers off the railing. So she learned, okay, I can yell all I want, but I can't stand up because he's not going to tolerate that. Because if I stand up, that equals pain. I was tougher because I knew I had to have her completely raised by 4. That was what he told me. We're going to go through the 4 points of life by Dr. Joy Frazier. The first purpose of life is to love. Purpose number 2, we got 5 minutes before Mark Greer's submission. Purpose number 2 is to give. Let's talk about that. Your purpose of life is to give.
Do you know all of them? Do you remember all of them, or you had to go back and find them?
I had to go back and find them.
I think I remember all of them.
I just wrote them down too.
Well, can't nobody read that scratching ass.
Can't nobody read it?
Can't nobody. I don't even know how you can read it.
Everyone can read it, because if can't nobody, that's a double negative. They cancel out. That means everybody can read it. I can read it fine. But the second point of life is I want to get it is to give. Now, what does that mean? Okay. I think I want to at least mention all 4 of them before we get Mark in here. But to give what? Money. If I'm giving money,
not just money,
I'm good, right?
Time.
If I give money, I'm good. Now I don't have to do nothing else but give money, right?
To give.
Now you got to give money. You got to give what you can, what you have. Time. We all got time.
Time, talent, giving,
resources, connections,
information,
love,
ideas,
affection. You can give all of these things.
Good morning, Susan. She says, "Grand rising to you, Dr. Beverly, and all the family." Amen.
Good morning. Again, thank you again for the grand rising, Dr. Beverly. But we're going through the 4 points that Dr. Frazier laid out today as the purpose of life. Number 1 was to love. Number 2 was to give. Number 3 is to serve. Serve. You're supposed to serve. You're supposed to find ways to serve, bless you, the world around you. Get it out. Serve the world around you. That's part of your purpose in life. And I rewatched that segment we did with Dr. Frazier. I watched it late last night before I was going to bed, while I was going in the alpha phase. So I watched that last night, and he kept going on and on, baby, throughout about that's the purpose of life. This tribulation that you're going to have, that's a part of it.
Yeah.
That's a part of it. Until you figure out how to get past that obstacle. He said, talk about the obstacle is the way. The thing that you think is holding you back, that's the thing that's going to lead you there. The obstacle is the path. Money, if I just had enough money to start this business, finding money is the way to do it. Working on getting money, finding money, figuring out money, that's the way. If I was just a little bit smarter, I could do this thing. Then learning becomes the way for you. You know, whatever the obstacle that you perceive it is, that's the path. You know, I almost titled this morning's topic, baby, the butterfly effect, how small things can make great impact. But then I thought about, let's just do these 4 things here. So we got 2 minutes to mark. So number 1 is to love, purposes of life. Love, give, serve. And number 4 was to add the highest value you can to people and to people or whatever every day. To add value to someone or something outside of yourself every day.
Add value.
Adding value. Isn't that a beautiful way to look at life?
Yeah, I think so. I think you want to find a way to add value, increase value, improve someone else's life, someone else's understanding that value is not about you.
Okay.
Value is about how it affects others.
I'm with you on that. I can go with you on that. Value is not about what it does for you. It's about how you impact others around you. Sister Emily submits.
You can give the time, attention, and money. That's right. You can
Time,
give all
love,
those things.
attention, and money.
Absolutely.
Love, give, serve, and add value. Yes, Dr. Deborah.
Thank you for capturing that.
Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that very much. But we got a submission from Brother Mark. He's coming up in 1 minute. You gonna tee him up?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna get Mark in here because we missed Mark yesterday, but we had a good reason to miss Mark yesterday because we had Dr. George C. Frazier in the room coming to the stage. Brother Mark Greer.
Good morning to your Empowerment Duo family. Welcome to another edition of Wisdom Wednesday. You know, in doing these videos, I try to have something of substance to say to you. Try to have something that's meaningful, that will stick with you, that somehow has an impact that day. Because I live by this creed, if you cannot add anything to the silence, then you don't need to say anything. But today, I think I have something for you.
Okay.
I want you to think back over your life and what has happened to you. More specifically, what happened in your past that was intended to break you.
Okay.
To break you down, to break your spirit, to break your soul. And I want you to think about it. And now that you have thought about it, I also want you to think about something else. Whatever that thing was that happened to you, as tragic as it might have been, as horrible as it might have been, as detrimental as it might have been, the fact that you are here listening to me and that you can speak on what happened to you is testament that although it may have been tragic, it may have been detrimental, it was not strong enough to have power over you. Because the very fact you are listening to me this morning means you have conquered it. You may think about it from time to time, but I want you to understand that as you walk and talk and breathe, you are existing in the amazing. Because those things that happened to you that would have destroyed lesser people was not powerful enough to destroy you. And as you are listening to me, I need you to get that point. You are here for a reason.
Yes, sir.
And as you speak on that thing and share your story with other people, understand that you are emboldening other people. You are the example they need to see, that they may be going through something similar, but seeing you renews their hope and lets them know because he or she made it, I can make it too. So Empowerment Duo family, as we live life, as we have experiences that we can share with other people, understand our stories are not only for ourselves, our stories are to be shared with other people because other people need to hear and see that no matter how dark the evening may appear, the sun is going to rise again, signifying a new day, a renewed spirit, a new hope. And they will see that in you. So this day, I want you to think about your life and everything you have experienced and where you came from to where you are right now. And understand, as the song says, your steps were ordered. And you are meant to be here to share your story with someone. And I want you to be proud of it. I want you to be exceedingly proud of the fact that what was intended to destroy you was not powerful enough to deal with you. Now you take that with you, not only today, but for the rest of your days. Because when you operate with a mindset of, I am empowered over any obstacle in my life, and that things don't come to stay, they come to pass.
That's right.
And you came from there to here. That's all I have for today, everybody. As always, you know the deal. You are the blessing that someone has been wishing for. You're going to receive every single blessing that you have prayed for, because you're going to be the gateway into someone coming out of the darkness and seeing your light. We'll talk to you again soon, everyone. Peace.
Are you kidding me?
That is real for real.
Mark Greer, I hope he comes on today. I really do. First off, the message was amazing, and he delivered it with so much passion.
And good morning, Vicky. Yes, it is Thursday, but we preempted Brother Mark's a message yesterday in deference to Dr. George Frazier.
And if you missed Dr. George Frazier yesterday,
need to catch yesterday's replay.
Wow. But let me talk about Mark for just a second. His message was amazing. Okay. And he delivered it so well. But did y'all notice that particularly today, Mark Greer looked good? He looked handsome.
He always looks
His
good.
suit worked today. He tied his tie the right way today.
Every day.
Nah, son. He did it today. He had his look right. He had his message right. He had his tonality right. He delivered today. I hope he's in here today to hear that.
Dr. Deborah says, Brother Mark, what words of wisdom to start my day. Thank you. And Dr. Beverly says, Amarian, Tariq, and Ty say hello.
Good morning, crew.
And what kind of show is this, bringing truth and deliverance? And they asked, is Mr. Mark a bishop? Because he rocked the house.
Didn't he?
So thank you, Brother Mark. You did it again, especially today for my crew.
That's right.
High five, team Empowerment, Publishing and Multimedia,
That's
EPMM.
Right. Good morning to the crew. Dr. Beverly, good morning to you and the rest of your crew. To you and the rest of your crew, good morning. Last night I did something that I had never done in a webinar before. Last night my webinar was titled Overcoming the Fear of Selling. And as I researched the topic, Dr. Deborah, it really wasn't the fear of selling. And I laid it out for them. People like to sell. They like to get money for it. But what they don't like is the fear of rejection. And I had Lisa look up the word rejection. So I ended up talking about dealing with rejection, dealing with no. And I even laid it out to them. But I had never done this before, Dr. Beverly. We had the whole webinar there. Susan was in the room. Lisa was in the room. And I said, okay.
Antonobi was in the
room. And I said to you guys, I want you to all say these words. Brian, will you hire me and my services? Or Brian, will you hire my services? And they all said it. Okay, they say, Brian, will you hire me and my services? And I yelled at the screen, no, hell no, absolutely not. And I did that. And they all, and it took the room back a little bit. There was this one lady in particular, what's her name? She had a funny pronounced name. But anyway, I saw her whole face blanch. Okay, she was like, ooh. The lady was with Rob Davis's crew. But I saw that happen, and then I was like, okay. Now, no one ever says that to you in public, okay? Even if you're trying to make a sale, but I just did it over and above. And guess what? All of you guys lived through it. All of you guys are still here. All of you guys are okay. Right. Nothing happened to you. Even if it hurt when it came out of my mouth, you're fine.
Absolutely. It always harkens me back to Dr. Peacock's husband when he said, they can't eat you.
They can't eat you.
They can't eat you.
If they reject you.
They can say no up one side and down the other, but they can't eat you.
And the thing is, they really don't want to say the words no.
No, not likely.
They'll say,
not likely.
Anything
not
else.
Today.
I'll get back with me next week.
Get back with me or.
Let me think about it. But they don't want to say no because that word is so final and people can't stand the finality of it. Dr. Beverly says.
We read that. So I'm
good.
telling you, it was an interesting class yesterday. It really was. But today's topic, the purpose of life, the biggest purpose of life is the highest purpose of life is to add value every day.
Now he went ahead and prefaced that. statement, the 4 points that he mentioned, those 4 points:
love,
give, serve, and add value.
And add value.
But he also said right before that, he said these words. Now, this is your highest purpose, but you also have a very individual purpose that can only get done through you.
If you do it.
That's right. If you don't do this particular thing that God sent you here to do, it just won't get done by anybody else. Mm-hmm. There's something specific that you're supposed to do. Maybe it's to introduce the world to steampunk and those type of hats that Emily does. Because I don't know nothing about steampunk. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not going to introduce it to anybody, but Emily is. Emily is.
And it's beautiful.
And maybe Dr. Deborah's purpose is to have an open seat next to her when she goes to church so someone can rush in next to her and sit down. I'll never get that image out of my head. Dr. Deborah was going to, when she was still living here in Charlotte, Lisa and I typically get to church a little bit early, and she did too. And
good morning, Sheila.
We were walking in to go take a seat, and she was ahead of us because we were one of those people too that we have our favorite seats that we sit in all the time. But she was ahead of us, and she sat down in the chair, like 2 chairs in. She sat on the second chair from the aisle, and as soon as she sat down, and I'm behind her, I'm watching her go sit. I'm still walking in. I see this. As soon as she sits down, another lady from across the church runs over and sits down next to her. And just starts talking, just going into it. And I was like, oh, wow. As soon as she sit down, someone rushes over her, sits down next to her and talks to her. And I talked to Dr. Deborah about this too. She's professed about it too. It was something about her energy or something that lady needed Dr. Deborah's word. And if Dr. Deborah had not shown up to church that day,
she would have missed out.
That lady wouldn't have gotten any help. No one would have been able to hear her. No one would have been able to help her. And she would have gone another week or 2 or 3, whatever it was, without being helped.
Exactly.
But she showed up.
Fortunately.
And fortunately for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody there was benefited by that lady saying what she needed to say to Dr. Deborah that morning.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Purpose.
You bring something. We all have something that you can't get anywhere else.
That you can't get from any other person. Good morning, Ms. Sheila Gothard. I was so happy that you were here with Dr. George C. Frazier. And today's topic is what he laid out, the purpose of life. And I love how he laid it out. You'll never be able to say you don't know what your purpose in life is after what he said, because this is the purpose of life. And you can never say you didn't hear it because I done told it to you. Here's the purpose of life. Your purpose of life is to love. Love.
Mm-hmm.
That's a purpose.
Absolutely.
That's a principle. That's not going to ever change. It's not going to change with fashion. It's not going to change with the sign of the times. If you live another 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 70 years, you still have the purpose of to love.
To love.
Number
the
2
second is to give.
To give.
Give of your time, give of your energy, give of your resources, give of your knowledge, give of your wisdom.
You're supposed to give. I was questioning myself this morning because when I was laying this out, I was like, am I giving enough? Am I known as someone that gives?
Yeah.
Okay. You think I give enough?
Yeah.
You think I do?
Okay. I do.
All right. Well, I'm glad that makes me feel better because the person that's closest to me thinks I am a giver. That makes me feel better because I was questioning, do I give enough to the world? Number 3 is to serve.
To serve.
You're supposed to serve.
Absolutely.
That's a purpose. You're supposed to serve. Okay. You're supposed to give your time, energy, and an action. You're supposed to serve. You're supposed to bless. You're supposed to pray for. You're supposed to serve. You're supposed to show up. You're supposed to serve. That's a principle and a purpose of your life. And the 4th one is to add the highest value every day to something, to someone or something, to add value.
Absolutely.
I think that's going to arc my life because I'm going to embrace this to my bosom, these purposes of life. And another thing he said too, when he talked about Stokely, when he was 17 years old, watching Stokely Carmichael on a soapbox on the corner of 132nd and Lenox, the heart of Harlem. When he heard Stokely Carmichael say that no Black person in America ever achieves anything on their own strength and doing it by themselves.
Mhm.
All of us need to be working together. If your gift, skills, and talents alone will not be enough,
Not enough.
they're not enough. You need to be working together to get it. Together to get it. And that was the other thing I questioned, sweetheart. Am I working together enough? Who am I partnered with enough? Am I in environments that I give to? And I think I do give. But I'm in environments where we're trying to build something together. You know, Lisa and I do. Okay. But do I need to do more with others?
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Good morning, Sister Priscilla.
Is Miss
Thank you for joining us
First
this
Lady
morning.
Priscilla, Ella.
Ella.
Priscilla, if you missed yesterday, Dr. George C. Frazier, you gotta get it. I've watched it twice. Oh my God. And I was there. Okay. So I'll probably watch it again. Okay.
Absolutely. I hope you're feeling better and you got some rest.
Sick. Miss Phyllis?
Miss Priscilla.
Priscilla?
Yeah.
She was under
She
the
was
weather?
not feeling well. Yeah, she
Oh.
wasn't sick. She just wasn't feeling. She was a little under the weather. But we're glad we'll hope you got some rest.
Priscilla, you're significant in my life too. You and your husband matter to me. I'm gonna tell you another story. I always talk about how they came and see me when Lisa was in the hospital and how much that meant. But here's another thing too. I don't know if my back was hurting me or I was injured or whatever it was, but Priscilla came to Lisa and I and wanted us to go with them on a hike up a mountain. Okay. And it was like, it's going to be about a 7-mile trip, round trip or something like that.
Sure, well.
I think she told us it was like 7 miles round trip that they're going to hike up a mountain. And then, yeah, we just gathered a few people that's going to do that with us. And I was like, oh no, bucko. What makes you think
That was hilarious.
I'm going to do a 7-mile hike for fun?
On purpose?
Woo!
You didn't get lost somewhere stranded?
But she was so matter of fact about it, like it was no big deal.
You didn't get lost or stranded and you had to hike?
Right. It wasn't that. I'm still in the city. I got a car. All that. I will drive that trip. But oh no, bucko. Okay.
That's terrible.
I'm sorry. The purpose of life. Let's get back on track. What say you when you hear someone like Dr. George Frazier or Lisa or me say to you the purpose of life?
It's to love, to give, and to serve. And the highest purpose is to give value.
Add value, yes.
Every day.
Add value. When you hear that, how does it resonate with you? How do you hear that? Do you agree with that point? Do you want to add to or take away? What say you?
Absolutely. I'm telling you.
I hope Priscilla remembers that moment when she asked us to do that. What I heard, it was about a 7-mile hike round trip, but it was up and down a mountain.
You finished?
Pretty much. She should have left that detail out.
Oh, that would have not been good.
Right. If she didn't tell me, and then we was like on our way up there.
No, tomorrow is Shout It Out Friday, and this is Memorial Day weekend.
Is it? I forgot.
Is it this weekend?
When is Memorial Day?
Memorial Day is it the last Monday?
I think it's one of the last weekends. It's not this weekend. Is it? When is Memorial Day?
No.
We could all look it up. So
Yeah, we could.
okay. When is Memorial Day? So
it's next weekend. Next weekend is Memorial Day.
Okay, good.
Weekend.
Okay.
I think. I still
Susan Kenny.
Oh, she says it is this weekend.
It is.
That's crazy. I don't know.
Well, Memorial Day signifies to me, when I even hear the term, is this weekend. When I even hear the term Memorial Day, that puts me on high alert.
That the summer is starting?
And cookout hunting. I'm going to go cookout hunting for Memorial Day weekend. You know, like Johnny Kemp songs, just got paid, Friday night, party hunting, feeling right.
Monday is Memorial Day.
I'm going to be cookout hunting.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Thank you, Vicky. So Monday is a Memorial Day. Monday is the 27th.
Okay.
And I think it is the last Monday in May is Memorial Day, and the first Monday in September is Labor Day.
Right.
So the beginning and the end of summer.
Mm-hmm.
The summer vacation, anyway, as we think about it.
So I'm gonna be cookout hunting. Any suggestions?
No, you're not.
Will there be one?
No, you won't.
Is there one?
No.
I'm gonna do like from the movie Poetic Justice, the movie with Janet Jackson and Tupac Shakur in the movie.
Kinfolk.
Yeah. No, there's like it's Lucky, Little Lucky, because you just randomly pop in on somebody's cookout. Just you see a cookout going on.
Yeah. You randomly drop in on somebody's black cookout.
Right. There's a cookout. They ain't gonna know. You know, you're somebody's family.
And Sheila says, remember, it's not appropriate to say Happy Memorial Day. You're right.
Memorial Day is a day that we set aside to remember people that are soldiers that have died in service to this country.
Lost their lives in service to the country.
That's what
Whereas Veterans Day is those that have survived and have given to their country.
Right.
So you can say Happy Veterans Day or thank you for your service, but Memorial Day is one to take a moment to reflect and give thanks for those that have given their lives.
And I think that's the appropriate response. You should take a moment at some point to remember. Okay. Thank you, Sister Sheila Gothard, for bringing that to us.
But I don't know how the cookout got intertwined into it.
I don't know what Easter Bunny has to do with Easter. I mean, a Passover.
There is a reason to understand that the Romans took over a lot of Christianity and conflated some of their beliefs into what it is that we do for Christianity. They paralleled them with things that were going on in the Judeo religion.
I'm with you.
In the Jewish religion, and then they created this Judeo-Christian religion that we observe as Christianity, particularly with Catholicism, and they have taken some of those premises that were actually not Christian at all. They were for other gods or pagan gods, and Easter particularly was to do with fertility, which is why they chose the rabbits and the eggs.
Fertility for rabbits and eggs?
Yes. Rabbits are fertile. And eggs represent babies or fertility. And so that's how we accidentally got, again, it wasn't us, it was the Romans. The Romans.
I had never heard this story before. This is my first time.
Amen. Vicky said,
whoop, whoop.
Vicky said, I have audition on Saturday at University Library in Charlotte. 2:30 to 4:30, no sad story for Valerie Watkins, producer. Spread the word. Amen. That's right. Now, for those auditions, you have to come prepared to read and to bring a headshot. It is a professional audition. That's right. Sheila said eggs, fertility. Get it?
I didn't at first. Okay. We know Valerie Watkins. Her book, No Sad Stories, but she also did a workshop where Lisa was the moderator, and it was called Broken Crayons Still Color. And that's true. Even broken crayons can still color.
Absolutely. Vicky, she says, yes, thank you, Lisa. You're very welcome.
Because Vicky ain't gonna be playing with you on Saturday. Oh no. On Saturday, Vicky's gonna be on her game.
Don't come up in there just willy-nilly.
It ain't gonna be no half-stepping.
No, ain't no half-stepping.
Oh no, she's gonna take it serious.
That's right.
And that's why it's gonna be good, because she's gonna take you serious.
That's right.
If you show up to audition to her production, be ready. You owe it to her and yourself. Be ready to do your very best. Don't hold nothing back. Bring it everything you got. Give it all you got. Give it all you got, and keep rising to the top.
Keep
my mind says.
That's right. Vicky says not at all. She is not playing at all. Understand that
and we know this about you.
That is it. The female lead, and I'm trying to remember what I read, Vicky, so that I can get the information straight. So please correct me. But she said the female lead also needs to know how to sing.
Oh,
So they are casting for the play. I don't know if that particular role has already been casted, but please, please, please come being ready to read for your role. She put out the positions that they are looking for, as well as the lead, and make sure you bring a headshot, and make sure that if you are vying for the female lead, you can also sing. Amen. Amen. She says the female lead is a singer. It's the only singing role.
Thank you very much.
So
Vicky.
it's not a musical.
You know, auditions and singing, there's a story in my life I want to share with you. Very personal story.
Thank you, Vicky.
My former wife, we were married. And
very good. Thank you.
I know. I struggled with what I was about to call her. Okay?
I'm proud of you.
Because they don't know her by name. But anyway, my former wife, we were 3 years married before I heard her sing at all. And when I first heard her sing, I was like, oh, wow, this is the best thing I ever heard. And then she was singing in church. She was singing everywhere. She was singing in weddings from North Carolina to New York. She was singing everywhere, and she was killing it. She was on her game. And there was this one Saturday morning, she said she had to go run an errand. She left me home with the toddlers, the little kid with the baby. Okay. She went Saturday morning, and then she sing all the time. She sing around the house. She would sing on demand. You know, she was always singing. And so but I didn't know she was rehearsing this particular week. And she went to an audition for a play in Raleigh, North Carolina. And she was the first person there that showed up. And when her time came to sing, she was up first. She got up there and choked. She didn't do it. She couldn't finish the song, and she left. Mm-hmm. But she never told me she had this audition. And when she came home and she was sad about it, and she said, because there was one song in particular that she could sing better than anybody in the world. And I was like, did you sing your song? She goes, no, I didn't think that song was going to be good enough. So I learned a whole new song for this audition, a song that she had never sung before anywhere. But she thought that other song was better than the one that she rocks. And she didn't tell me because she thought I would be encouraging her and cajoling her and wanting to cheerlead for her. And she didn't want the added pressure of Brian trying to support, you know.
I know that pressure.
You know that pressure. Because I do that to my wife now. Because I want Lisa to preach more and all that. Because I love her preaching. But I know I can be heavy that way. But that always rocks me because I always regret, why didn't she tell me? I would have helped in some kind of a way. But now she got over that moment. That was a moment for her. She got over that, and she went on to sing in lots of different plays throughout the city.
Vicky says, what was she doing for 3 years? Why didn't she sing around the house? If I could sing, everyone would know it.
Everyone would know it. It blew my mind. The first time I heard her sing, Vicky, was in church. I was holding the baby. I didn't even know she was going to rehearsals. Okay, she was just sneaking out going to rehearsals. I had the baby in my lap, and the choir came out, and I was like, oh, she said, I got to go do something. She went back there, and she came out with the choir, like, oh, she's with the choir? And then they started singing. They sang her song together, and then she did a solo, and my mouth hit the ground.
She has a beautiful
I had never heard it before.
She has a beautiful singing.
And then we went to a wedding up in New York, blew my mind again. I had heard her sing before, but I wasn't ready. She sang Our Love by Natalie Cole at the wedding. Blew my mind. I'm like, oh, wow. All this, and then I got angry. How are you going to be married to me for 3 years and I never heard you sing before?
She has a beautiful singing.
We were married longer than 3 years, by the way.
In total.
We were married 7 in total.
Yeah, but at that point.
Right. At that point, it was only 3 years. Yes. What was she doing for 3 years? Come on. Why? Why was she holding her gift back? And maybe somebody here has a gift that they haven't expressed in a long time. Maybe that story might free somebody else, hopefully. It's 9:42 already.
Vicky, I thought about auditioning. I actually thought about auditioning, but I didn't feel that I had enough time in my schedule to allocate to consistent rehearsals and practices, and also this guy.
What about me? You know I would try to make it easy.
No, you wouldn't.
I wouldn't make it easy.
No,
what would I do?
You would interfere.
Whoa. What do you mean I would interfere?
So I know how to get immersed into my character and then separate when I break that character. But yeah.
You couldn't before.
Yeah, yes, I could.
I saw you.
No, you saw me a second and a half after I finished the scene.
You were still rough and rugged.
Because
and
that was the
it wasn't a
scene.
second
You
and a
have to
half.
break scene and break character.
Lisa did audition at one thing that I was there for, and she was really, really good at it. She had to be like a battered wife or something. Okay. Now, my protective nature, she was in the scene and she was acting like a battered wife or something, and this dude was kind of rough with her a little bit, and I couldn't handle it. I'm like, oh no, I can't watch that. Somebody battering my wife. Oh no.
It wasn't that he was battering me. It was he didn't even touch me.
But the thing was, when the scene was over, when you were leaving, you were still trying to get out of. You was a method actor. You were still in that place, and I couldn't handle it.
Yes, I was still in that place until I needed to stay in that place for the entire rehearsal, so that if they needed me to come back and everything, I could be where I needed to be. I couldn't be sitting over here talking to get, and then they need you to come over here and cry, or come over here and be serious or somber. I needed to stay in character.
I needed to not be
and
there.
he needed to not be there.
I needed to not be there for that. Vicky says, okay,
I appreciate the fact that you wanted to audition. That's great. It does take time, but we have some small scenes.
Now that sounds like she's encouraging you, Lisa. That sounds like she's wanting you to find a place.
Amen.
And because Vicky said that, and because you brought up that last incident, I almost.
Here he goes.
What you mean, here I go?
This is about me and Vicky.
I can't say something. I can't say something in my old house. I can't talk in my old house. What's this about? Well, I can't say nothing. Here he goes. Anyway, I'm not gonna say nothing about it then.
Thank you, Vicky. She says, yeah, staying in character is critical. It is critical if you want to keep a believable scene. Amen. Grand rising, brother Mark. He says,
good morning, grand rising to my people. I'm in and out today, hitting the road now. Everyone have a great day. Well, Mark, you need to get this. Your word today was amazing and right on time. I loved your word. And I even said nice things about you earlier, Mark. Yes, I did. I talked about how not only was your word good and your delivery was impassioned and amazing, but Brother Mark, on this video here, the one that you submitted this time, and only this one, okay, you looked good.
Only this one, he always looks good.
Looks good on you. You tied your tie right.
He always ties his tie right.
On this particular video submission, he had his tie tied the correct way. His suit looked good on him.
Windsor.
And yes.
A half Windsor is a correct way. It just happens to be a half Windsor.
It looks bad. I do a full Windsor too. Okay. And I'm good at tying a tie, especially if I'm not looking at it. But anyway, today, Mark, your message and your look rocked. I just wanted to say that to you.
And we appreciate you taking the time to send us consistent messages of encouragement and uplifting our spirits. Thank you so much. You were actually remarked as the bishop of the Empowerment
Somebody
Network.
asked.
Is he a bishop?
Yep.
Amen.
So we got to do the greeting songs. Baby.
Amen. That's right. We do have to do a greeting songs. But we did play you today, Brother Mark, because yesterday, as you know, we had Dr. Frazier on, and we wanted to give him the floor for
what we're about to do now is what we do, our way of saying thank you to our consistent contributors like Miss Phyllis George. She has a logo that goes, Miss Phyllis is here.
Miss Phyllis is here.
So clear the way.
Miss Phyllis
is here.
Miss Phyllis is here.
Now we can all have a great day. Good morning, Miss Phyllis. And Miss Emily Nelson, she's the second one in the room today. She's got a greeting song. And it goes,
oh, Emily.
And you came and you gave without taking.
Oh, Emily.
That's her jam. We discovered it because she like Barry Manilow. Uzama Ra has a jam too.
Bitcoin King, he's the Bitcoin King. Uzama, Bitcoin King, he's the Bitcoin King.
Uzama. Good morning to you, sir, as well. Dr. Deborah Dunstan, she has a song too.
Dr. Deborah, trauma healing and manifestation coach.
Mm-hmm. That's beautiful. I like Dr. Deborah's song too. Auntie Nobi's jam is wonderful. It's a logo, but we can all participate. Sit up straight in your chair. Adopt a Nigerian accent. Bring a lot of air into your body and say these words. Thank you, Antonobe. That's her logo. Dr. Beverly and her crew. Dr. Beverly has a logo too, one of our veteran logos. And it's a really good one too. And it goes, Dr. Beverly is on the show. Good morning, Dr. Beverly.
Susan.
I'm not playing this morning.
You're everything I hope for.
You're everything I need. You are so beautiful to me. Susan Kennedy's jam.
Susan's jam, Vicky.
Vicky Evans rocks. Steady. Steady rocking all night long. Vicky Evans rocks. Steady. Rocking till the break of dawn.
Rocking till the break of dawn, y'all.
That's Vicky Evans' jam. Just Sheila Gothard has a song too.
Sheila, Sheila, storms are brewing in her eyes.
Oh. Gotta get the O's right.
Oh, love my sister Priscilla, Illa, Illa, eh, eh, eh. Love my sister Priscilla, Illa, Illa, eh, eh, eh.
Now, there's some people that is not on this morning because Facebook slapped my hand yesterday. They put me on a 24-hour restriction, and I still had 4 more hours to go when the broadcast started.
Yeah, so
there's a new comment.
Brian can't do anything.
I'm saying. If I move left or right, make this post, that post, you shut down, bro. Susan Kennedy said, I love you too. And Sheila God said, oh, what is it? Sheila, so, oh, that's right. It's that's right. That's right. What? Oh, Mark Greer's jam. So wide you can't get around it.
So low you can't get under it.
So high you can't get over it. Mark Greer is under a groove. He's getting down just for the funk of it. Mark Greer is under a groove. Nothing can stop us now. He probably didn't even hear those nice things I said about him.
He had to run this morning, but we're grateful that you are here and that those of you were able to tune in. Remember, EPMM is always going to be a resource for you, but always, if you can and if you haven't, please do so now. Go to the YouTube page and like the page because the Empowerment Network page on YouTube, because Facebook doesn't have any control over YouTube.
Wait a minute. The YouTube page says the Empowerment Network.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The Empowerment Network is our YouTube page. Because they play Facebook. Facebook be playing with your boy. They do. But anyway, I'm looking forward to my day. I'm glad you were here to join us. Thank you.
And we look forward to tomorrow for Shout It Out Friday. Make sure that you invite someone to come on and hear about all the amazing businesses, entrepreneurs, and other information that we will share on tomorrow as we do our level best to make sure that you and your services,
you and the rest of your crew,
your services get shared with the audience.
Amen. That's our way of giving and serving.
Absolutely. We love you. We appreciate you. And don't forget to have sex.